Welcome back, guys. Divine Essence Tarot. So tonight we're going to take a look at Sagittarius, see what you guys have going on at the moment, check in on your current energy, and just anything that should pop out. All right, let's start with the oracles, guys, and see, just get some preliminary, right, messages. I like to do a little preview with these oracles. So I have a few oracle decks that I use, and this one is called The Hidden Truth. Okay, so this is a deck that will show the person that you're not in contact with. It's actually going to give messages on what they would want to say to you, you know, if they had the guts, you know, how they're feeling, but they're not saying, basically. So let's take a look at that. If you have someone that you're not in connection with, but you feel connected to, okay? I know I was a distraction from your pain. Okay, Sag? So your person feels as though they were just a distraction for you. You could have very well been going through a really hard time when you met this person. Like, you could have been going through a death in the family. You could have been going through depression, anxiety, mental health issues, just in a very dark place. And this person knows that you could have used them just to make yourself feel better, to fill the void that you were feeling. Okay, tell me more, Spirit. You and I were too young. Okay, so not for all of you. All the messages that I give are not going to be for everyone, guys. This is a general reading, so just take what resonates with you, what makes sense for your situation, and leave the rest for someone else. But for some of my Sagittariuses out there, you were young when you met this person. Both of y'all were young, and you were too young and immature at that time, you know, to really make things work. And they know that. They just want you to know that they know that you guys weren't in a place where, you know, you could really have a lasting long-term relationship. You were too young for that. You guys weren't in that space. Tell me more, Spirit. I know that I crossed the line with you. So they could have done something to you, Sag, this person, where they know they took it too far. Whatever it was. We're going to see. Maybe it'll come out in the tarot. I don't know what that was that they did to you, where they feel like they overdid it. They pushed you too far. They could have done too much, and they realized that. Okay. Bottom of the deck, it says, it's time for me to heal now. This person needs to heal, and they know it. They know they have issues. They know they have, you know, inner work that they need to do currently at this time. And I feel like it's, at least you know that they're acknowledging where, you know, where they fell short in the connection. They know too that they were hurt and you could have hurt them. And now they need to heal from the hurt that you caused them as well. So it could go a few different ways. All right, now let's take a look at, I have one more oracle deck. This is called the What's the Tea? Spirit guides, angels, divine ancestors, please shine the light on what I need to see for Sag. How y'all doing this Father's Day? Happy Father's Day to any of the fathers out there. You know, listen, all of the men that I know that have kids, they take care of their kids. So, you know, I give praises when it's due. If you're out there and you're a dad and you've been dadding, okay, holding it down for your kids, I mean, I hope you enjoy your day. The day's not over yet, so I'm giving you your flowers, all right? Let's see what we have here. But, you know, there's also women out there that are holding it down for, you know, whatever absence that the father has left. So there's single moms out there that's holding it down every day, being both, playing both roles. Not that we, because I'm a single mother myself, not that we can be a man or we want to be a man, because I sure don't. I love being a woman. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything from you guys, but I definitely took time to pamper myself earlier today and went out. I just came back in, and not only just physically pamper myself, but emotionally and spiritually as well. So, for today, because I do a lot, I take on a whole lot. I take on both roles, and it can be very tiring, very rewarding, though, at the same time. So I'm not a father, but I do understand that the role of a father is super important, right? So I do my best as a single mom. But for today is y'all's day, and happy Father's Day. Now, let's see what we have. Dodging bullets, it says. Blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, protected by haters. Okay? So at this time, Sag, you could be really, I feel like you're in a place where you're working on yourself. For a lot of you, you could be, in your zen. You're not letting anything affect you negatively. You're blocking out anybody or anything that's going to come in and disturb your peace at this time. Yeah. Recently, you could have been dating somebody who was crazy. You see how it says escaping crazy people? I mean, we don't know who we're going to run into. Things look good in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, I know it can just do a 360, right? But, or a 180. Things can change like that when you're dating. And so I feel like some of you met someone who they turned out to be a Looney Tune. And now, you are trying to figure out a way, if you haven't already, to get away from this person, to, detach from them. They could be clinging onto your energy, somebody who's very controlling, and they could also be just like annoying to you. They won't stop texting you, won't stop calling you, that kind of thing. Some of you could have haters too, people that just hate on you for different reasons. And it says that you're protected. So everybody has a team around them, okay? Whether you acknowledge them or not. If you don't acknowledge them, shame on you, okay? But we all have guides, we have angels, we have spirit team, we have God or your higher power that protects you, your ancestors as well. So it just shows that right now, nothing is really affecting you because you're being protected and you are protected, okay? Tell me more, Spirit. Spiritual hater. Hates on your spirituality, your light, your magic, and your power. So those of you who are spiritual, which I feel like if you're watching this video, you do have a sprinkle, a little razzle-dazzle of spirituality, because you wouldn't be watching me, right? There are people around you that just, they hate on that. They don't like the fact that you have gifts or that you are close to God or that you're different and special and how your light shines and how just your aura, all of this irritates their demons. And so this could be a friend, this could be a family member, this could be a frenemy. It could even be your partner, somebody that you're dealing with or dating, okay? Or somebody you used to date, all right? But yeah, whoever this is somebody who does dark magic. They do spell work, because you can see on the card, this person is clutching, they're like holding on to some beads that they have around their neck. So, and I'm just getting with those dark, you see how the character has like dark eyes? This is somebody who they do magic on people to retaliate against them, to, to do negative stuff. All spell work is not bad and evil. It's not. But then you have people like this that, they delve into the darkness instead of being in the light. I'm a light worker, but there are, of course, with the light, there's always dark, right? So there's people that, if you piss them off, they're going to do something. They're going to try at least to retaliate or get you back or hurt you in some way. And I feel like this is who this is. Tell me more, Spirit. Carless. It says no car, repo, and it says car issues. So some of you, Sages, right now you could be without a car. You could want to purchase one, but you just don't have the funds to at this time. Some of you are working on your license. I do see some of you have been in like a small accident, looks like a fender bender recently, or some of you have gotten your car towed, I just heard too. So, or repossession of your vehicle, okay? Now, another thing is the person that we just talked about, the spiritual hater, they could be in that situation, okay? So it's either you or somebody in your circle, okay? You would know, Sag. Bottom of the deck, we have into you. Good chemistry, great vibes, positive. Who y'all dating right now? Y'all, listen, I'm not mad at it. Look, I'm going to find my person one day, but I'm not mad at this. Whoever you are currently talking to, dating, the chemistry is off the chain. Now, if you guys haven't already met this person, you're getting ready to meet them, okay? This is somebody who, when you get together, it's nothing but dope vibes. There's intimacy, there's bonding, a lot of cuddling, Netflix and chilling, you know, and you just feel safe with this person is what I'm seeing, Sag. And vice versa, they feel the same way. You know, you love to be around them, you love to be in their space, and you guys just, it works, you know, it works when you guys get together. Now, let's take a look at the tarot, which I already shuffled just to save time, guys. Just separate the deck here. All right, Spirit, please show me what I need to see for Sag. Please show me what I need to see when it comes to Sag. What does Sag currently have going on in their energy? What energy is Sag in? Please show me, Spirit. The Lovers reverse. So I'm going to show you guys in the upright what it looks like. It came upside down. When I say in reverse, it came upside down. So this is showing me that, you know, right now, you could, if you're in connection with someone, for some of you that have a relationship right now, you guys are not happy. For a lot of you, you feel like you may be out of sync with this person. Or the Lovers is not always about another person. You see how this character is staring at the other character, but that character looks like a spirit instead of another person, right? And so the Lovers is about looking at yourself. The fact that, you know, what you see, the reflection that you have of yourself, what you see in yourself. You could be unhappy of what you see, basically, when it comes to you. You could be unhappy within of how you feel about yourself, that, you know, your self-esteem could be affected right now in a negative way. You could feel like you're not where you need to be in life, and you could just feel like, you know, you could also be out of touch with yourself. You could feel, Sag, like you're not connected to yourself. You understand? You could feel like you are detached, you know, when it comes to your own life. You could feel like you wake up, you're doing this thing every day, but you don't feel like you're actually in it. You're just repeating the process every day, you know, and you're not really feeling fulfilled. You're not feeling like, you're not feeling like you are actually living. You don't feel like you're actually living. You feel like you are just here, and every day, day in and day out, it's the same old thing. You know, you're very unhappy within self. You understand? And that's what I'm getting with this Lovers being reversed. I feel like for most of you, that's where you are. I don't think that it has to do with another person. I think it has to do with yourself and your own view of yourself and where you are right now. Tell me more, Spirit. Okay, so this is the Page of Pentacles. Looks like your money could be better. You know, you only have one pentacle. Pages represent, in the tarot, the youngest of all of the characters in tarot. There's levels. So there's pages who are like children, and then they grow into knights as they mature, and those are like teenagers or you know, early 20s maybe. And then from the knights, you grow into a king. You elevate, and those kings are 30s, 40s, and then from king you elevate to the emperor. You know, and so, and that's where it stops. The emperor, the empress, you know, the king, the queen. There's no gender in tarot, okay, guys? So for females and the guys that are watching, when I say king, it could be queen as well. It's the same thing. But so with these pages, it just shows that you could be a kind of like an immature individual, you know, for your age. No matter what age you are, you could have this air of like being very childlike. You could be into kid things like cartoons and things like this, you know, just a very lighthearted kind of go with the flow kind of energy. But Page of Pentacles shows that with that one pentacle, you could feel like you don't have the money that you need to have or that you should have at this age that you're at. So you could be feeling like, you know what, I need more. You know, could be a feeling of lack. Somebody's favorite color is purple. I see that. But yeah, you are trying to, at this time, work on yourself. I do see that with the Pentacles. I do see that. You're trying to work on your money. You're working on it. You're working on, you know, building your money so that you can have more. You want more. That's what I see. Okay. And you could get a call. I just heard you could get a call because pages always bring messages as well. So with that energy, you could get a call about a job or a new like money opportunity in the near future. So just keep an ear out or eye out for that, okay? How does your love life look then? How does your love life look? How does Sage? I just said my cat's name, Sage. How does Sag's love life look? Well, okay, so 3 of Pentacles is what we have. You could be in a third-party situation. You see those 3 characters there? It's not just 2 people, there's 3. So you could be dealing with one person that's like for example, your main chick or your main guy, and then you could have somebody on the side as well. I'm not here to judge. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what I see. And it's not for all of you, but for those of you who know, you know. You got to be honest with yourself, right? So I see a third-party situation for some of you. And then for others, I see that you could be working. You could be, because you see how these characters are working together. They're all doing a part. They're playing their part to build this, looks like a tapestry or a rug, right? And so I feel like if you are in a relationship, that you guys are, it could be like a poly situation. Okay? So some of you are in a poly situation, but it works for you. That's what I'm getting. You see how they're all working together. They all know their job and they're making it work on this card. So you could have a poly situation and it's working for you. Tell me more. Okay? Now, for some of you, you're in this Hermit. So I'm getting another energy here where for some of my Sages, you are just like a hermit crab, because this is the Hermit. You know how the hermit crab has a shell, and they go into their shell and they retreat. When it comes to dating right now, you're not in a place of even wanting to or putting energy into that. You're more working on yourself, because that's what the Hermit does. You see how this character looks like they're walking through the mountains, and they've been on a long journey. Okay, you're somebody who's been through a lot, Sag. I see that. You've been through a lot of ups and downs. When it comes to love, you've been through like hell and high water. And this character is walking on this path, and they have this lantern, you see? And that lantern is helping them walk through and see their path clearly. So you are basically, at this point, a lot of you are trying to find your way when it comes to how to navigate love, through love and relationships. But first you're working on yourself. So, because the Hermit is all about going within, tapping into your spirituality. A lot of you could be doing that right now. You could be just spending time alone, doing a lot of thinking. This is a lot of thinking, a lot of processing. And this is about doing inner work on yourself, knowing that you need to work on yourself and really trying to get the answers that you need before you go and rejoin the world and decide you want to be with somebody else, you want to make sure that you're right first. And that's what I see. And I see it being, you know, the Hermit is a very single energy. You know, you don't need anybody right now. You don't even have a desire to, for some of you, to be in a relationship. You don't. You are more focused on yourself right now and making sure you are okay mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. And some of you are doing shadow work too, by the way. I see that. So just saying you're working on making yourself better and healing like old wounds, past wounds, and breaking old habits and things like that. You could be cutting out certain things right now. You could be, for some of you who smoke, maybe you're detoxing from smoking, or drinkers, you could have recently decided, I'm not drinking like that anymore. I'm going to cut back or stop completely. Those of you who were out like slinging meat all over the town, you decided, you know what, I need to slow down. I need to like really save myself for my person. So there's a lot of you who are doing some of these things. So you guys can let me know how it resonates in the comments. Okay. And if any of you need a personal reading, because this is very general, you know, I can get down to the fine details of what's going on in your life. You have to go into my bio, and then you'll see, you can email me. All right. You can email me and I'll take care of you with the personal reads. You can also go over to, and feel free to visit my TikTok, where I have even more readings. The readings over there are 10 minutes. You know, that's all that TikTok allows. So that's what I have there, 10-minute readings for each sign. But, you know, what I've decided to do is I'm doing separate readings. So the readings that you see here, you won't see on TikTok. The ones that you see on TikTok, you're not going to see here. So you guys should, you know, visit both if you want to get more information on your situation and, you know, shed more light on what you have going on. And of course, I appreciate the love and subscribing and liking and commenting and all the lovely things. I do appreciate it. Seriously, from my soul, I do. Because you don't have to. Now, let's see. What's the advice for Sag? Let's wrap this up. What's the advice for Sag? Wow. Okay, the 10 of Wands came reversed. I'll show you in the upright. Okay. You've been carrying a lot. You've been like overwhelmed, stressed. All those wands up there represent issues, problems, roadblocks, obstacles, weight, heavy weight. You've been feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulder. You could be someone who, for example, you are the one in the family that takes care of everything. Everybody comes to you for everything. You could be someone who is a single parent and you have the kids, you have the job, you have your personal life. You have everything that you're trying to like hold up and carry, but it gets tiring, right? It gets overwhelming. And I feel like you know, if you're not in that space right now, recently you were very tired. And, you know, I feel like some of you do a lot of this all on your own. This is really holding it down by yourself with no assistance. And it gets draining. So I see you guys being very drained. Wands represent your element, which is fire, okay? As a Sag, you're a fire sign, and those wands represent fire. So, you know, being that this came reversed, it shows that the advice the spirit wants you to know is that you need to, instead of holding everything up and feeling like you got to do everything and be everything to everybody, you need to drop those wands. You need to release the pressure, but you can do that on your own. You know, you could feel like, damn, I have so much that I have to do. All it takes is for you to say no, is what I just heard. So you need to start telling people no and being okay with that. Being okay with saying no for your own peace of mind, for your own physical and mental and spiritual well-being. Because if not, you're going to be overworked, drained, and you'll get burnout, you know, and that is not healthy. Stress is a killer. Okay, so just remember that. And let's get one more on the advice. Put it how it was for Sag. The Wheel of Fortune. This is the Wheel of Fortune for you on the advice. So, you know, when you think of the Wheel of Fortune, you go to spin that wheel, you don't know where it's going to land, right? You really don't. But you take a chance. You know, you're willing to see where it will lead you. And I feel like Spirit is saying, for a lot of you who are holding yourself back from success, holding yourself back from really having the love life that you want, you know, that relationship that you want. For those of you who want the finances, you know, that career situation that you really want, whatever it is that you really want in your life, you have what it takes. You have to be the one to get up and spin that wheel. And if you do, it's going to work out for you. But you have to be willing to take the chance. I feel like some of you have been stuck for a long time and feeling like you can't move forward. But really, you're the only one that can unstick yourself. If you feel stuck, you're the one that can move out of that energy. No one's going to come and save you. I just heard. Spirit wants you to know that. If you're waiting for somebody to come and help you out of that situation that you feel you're stuck in, it's not going to happen. Nobody's coming. If that was the case, we'll all be in a beautiful spot. But we all have separate journeys, and it takes a lot of courage to you know, walk in a direction you don't know how it's going to end up, right? But you have to have the guts to do it. So, you know, find that inner strength while you're in this hermit mode that I see that you're in, that we talked about. Find the inner strength to take a chance in whatever direction it is that you want to go in. You know, if it's about your love life or your money or whatever, your career, whatever it is, you have to be the one to get up and actually make the moves. Because yes, God, Spirit will help you, but you have to put the work in too. Like, it's not just going to fall in your lap. You have to be willing to, and there's changes that you have to make within yourself. You see how there's all these, at the top of the card, there's these moon phases. So that represents all these different changes that you have to go through to get to what you want. You can't be the same person that you were 10 years ago and expect to be in a different spot or be at a different level in your life. It's not going to happen. You have to work on yourself from within, make the changes, necessary changes, and then you'll start to see, put the work in, and then you'll see things start to change for you, you know, for the better. Your luck will change. But your luck, because I feel like a lot of you feel like, damn, I just got bad luck in everything, in money, relationships, all of it. And it's not true. The fact is, if you're not working on yourself and making changes in your own personality and your own habits and things like that, you're going to stay stuck. So Spirit is saying, work on yourself first, you know, and also pray, you know, ask God for the strength and the courage to, you know, to move in the direction that you want to go in. And then the Wheel of Fortune is about good luck. When it comes in the upright, that means that you'll be successful. Okay. That's what I want to say. Because some people don't believe in luck, and that's okay. But you will be successful, but you have to do the work. All right. I love you guys. I thank you guys for coming. And of course, I'll be back again. Okay. Usually now what I'm doing, just so you guys know, I am doing every day at least one reading for YouTube. And then I usually do like about 3 readings on TikTok. Because remember, TikTok has those 10-minute readings. And so if I do 3, that's 30 minutes. I come on here and I do 1 YouTube reading for 30 minutes. So I don't kill myself. Okay, so I got 30 minutes here and 30 minutes on TikTok. So it's even. You got to remember, I'm a Libra, so things got to be even around here. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you again. Good night.